You see this problem? Yes, this. An equation that is not really an equation. If you can prove it is true, or false for that matter, this institute will give you $1 million. What, you don't trust me and think it is fake? Okay, see this Wikipedia page then. Now you trust me. Now that we have established it's a real prize, don't you dare solve this problem. Kyun? Because if you prove that P is equal to NP, we'll be able to find the cure for cancer, develop AI smarter than humans, and even find the best move in Candy Crush. Wait, but isn't it good? Then why am I warning you against solving this? Because the solution to the same problem will also make your precious passwords and encryption useless. So, bye bye money from your bank account. Anyways, this P versus NP seems too science fiction-y, isn't it? I mean, how can a solution to a mathematical problem beat Candy Crush? And what the dunk is P and NP? Let's understand.
P versus NP, I think, is one of the great unsolved problems in all of math and computer science.
Well, for one thing, if P equals NP, it's going to rule out a lot of cryptography.
What if, no matter how strong your password, a hacker could crack it just as easily as you can type it? Mathematicians call this problem P versus NP, and despite the technical sounding name, it's perhaps the single most important question in computer science today.
P versus NP. In mathematical terms, P stands for polynomial and NP stands for non-polynomial. To explain it to you guys, let's assume P means piece of cake and NP means not a piece of cake. The entire P versus NP problem is about time, the amount of time required to perform any task or solve any problem. For instance, while the amount of time required to find a word in a Word document could be a few milliseconds, the amount of time required to crack a password by typing all the possible combinations can be thousands of years.
001. Okay, I'm not doing every number.
In computer science terms, we call this variability time complexity. Before we get into understanding P and NP time complexities, let's take a moment to understand algorithms. Let's take an analogy to understand this. When you bake a cake, the procedure of cooking it is called a recipe. Similarly, for computers, the procedure to solve any problem is called an algorithm. Like we have different recipes for making cakes, soups, and vegetables, we also have different algorithms to make calculations, search on Google, and watch videos on YouTube. The ultimate aim of every computer science engineer is to make these algorithms as fast as possible. And to do that, they try to find algorithms that have a P time complexity instead of NP time complexity. Okay, now that we understand algorithms, let's understand what is the piece of cake or P time complexity. Assume you have a photographic memory and you remember the position of every single book in the library. So if I ask you to get me Khuni Khandan, Champak and World History for Dummies, the amount of time you'll need to get me each book will be the same because you already know each book's location. In mathematical terms, this constant time complexity is represented as O1. Now, let's say you got punched in the face, lost your photographic memory, and need to go through the entire library to find each book. So now, if you require about 1 minute to find one book, you'll need 3 minutes to find the 3 books. Basically, the amount of time you need is linearly increasing with each new book. This linear time complexity is represented as O(n). Like O1 and On, different algorithms have different polynomial time complexities. And since our computers are so powerful now, solving these algorithms that have P time complexity is a simple task for them. But the real problem comes in case of not a piece of cake or NP time complexities. To understand this concept, we'll take another example. Assume you want to go to a trip. If you plan to visit 2 cities, say A and B, there are 2 possible ways to go to the trip. Either you first go to city A, then city B, or you go to city B first, then to city A. Now, if you increase the number of cities to 3, say A, B and C, the number of possibilities of the trip route increase to 6. You can go from A to B to C, A to C to B, B to A to C, B to C to A, C to A to B, and finally C to B to A. Similarly, if you increase the number of cities to 5, the possible combinations now become 120. Man, that's confusing. And like you, it's confusing for computers as well. With each additional cities, the number of possibilities are increasing exponentially. This is an example of O n factorial time complexity. Time complexities like these are a real problem for computers because even with a small increase in the number of variables, the amount of time required to solve the problem increases significantly. This is why the modern day encryption is so difficult to crack because the password cracking algorithms have a NP time complexity. And this is also the reason why you should keep a longer password. So you understand what is P and NP. So what is this unsolvable mathematical problem and where is its equation? Actually, there is no equation because there is no solution. In the last 50 years, scientists found polynomial solutions to some algorithms that were initially considered to have non-polynomial complexity.
You are stupid.
And because of this, a question arose: do all NP algorithms have a possible P complexity solution? In other words, does P equal to NP? Since there is no proof that P is equal to NP or P is not equal to NP, whoever finds the proof of any one of these problems will receive a $1 million prize. Okay, so let's assume that you proved that P is equal to NP. Then what will be its consequences? For starters, the proof that you found will be used to convert the complicated NP algorithms into simple P algorithms. It means that people will be able to mine Bitcoin in a few seconds rather than days. The encryption and security methods we use will instantly become useless. AI will become significantly more efficient and intelligent. We'll be able to predict protein folding that can cure cancer. And most important of all, we'll be able to beat Candy Crush. Satisfying.
This call is now being recorded. Please take your time and hold your radio noise.